Okay, today we are here with Megan Murphy. Megan is actually a member of the Sweet Life Club from the beginning. She's one of the OGs. And I had the chance to meet with Megan. She signed up for one of my free coaching calls and we totally connected. And the thing that was so cool that came out of our call was that we got connected with Body Flow Hydration, which Megan and her husband own. And I have been a customer of since that call, because I was looking and looking for a hydration uh solution, like mineral solution that didn't have artificial sweeteners, which the market is just covered in. You go to the flavoring section of the store, or you're just anything you're given like after you have a baby at the hospital, it's all sweetened. And I loved what Megan said when we first talked about it, is that it's the reason why is that people don't like to drink anything that doesn't taste like Kool-Aid. And it's so true. And I've loved Body Flow. It's the coolest thing. Megan, I'd love for you to tell us how Body Flow hydration came about.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so grateful that I joined this community and we had that coaching because my story, my hydration journey and are the catalyst for us developing Body Flow into a product to sell was because I was very challenged with severe dehydration when I was early in my breastfeeding journey. So I never even made the correlation until our coaching that there might be other people outside of that path who are looking for a no sugar product. So that coaching was such an aha for me. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Anywho,
absolutely.
um, my husband formulated Body Flow Hydration for me when I was challenged with severe dehydration early in my breastfeeding journey. I made it about 3 months and then my supply plummeted. And I was trying everything. We had our pandemic baby, and so it was a time of isolation. And I didn't know what to do. So before my husband had met me, he was healed through this formulation, which was passed to him by his natural path. He was a college athlete and was very hard on his body when he was younger. And after college, he injured himself and was having a hard time healing. He was drinking gallons of water a day. He was on pain medicine. He was doing everything the doctors prescribed, and his body wasn't healing. Eventually, he was connected with his natural path that he credits for saving his life. His natural path identified immediately that my husband was dehydrated, which my husband couldn't comprehend because he drank so much water throughout the day. So our natural path designed our formulation, which is sodium, potassium, magnesium, minerals only, and it's formulated to match our body's sodium potassium pump. He put that in my husband's water, and it tasted like ocean water. And my husband did not like the taste at all. And it was because he was so severely dehydrated. And that formulation that matches our sodium potassium pump helps bring uh, the electrolytes. It helps with like cellular hydration and helps
Right.
us.
Allow the water actually into the cell, right?
Yes. So years later, I was challenged with dehydration, was thinking my breastfeeding journey was coming to an end. And Vincent, my husband, uh, with our natural path's blessing, created that formula for me. I think honestly, I started taking it like I wasn't sure it was going to work. And I think that I started taking it from a place of defiance, like, yes, I will take this and it won't work. And then we'll move to the next thing because it was just such a challenging chapter. For me, it also tasted like ocean water. I was so dehydrated. But as the taste dissipated, and my milk supply increased. And from that, it was apparent that it was dehydration. Like that was the reason I wasn't able to produce milk. That was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, we had our son in 2020. And I still take it every single day. And it was that, like, that we both had such unique healing journeys in different chapters of our life that were both hydration based. That was the catalyst for us bringing this formulation to the market. And we sell it in pouches of 30 or 10. And they're individually wrapped for like daily use, kind of being on the go, which was important to me because I'm on the go. I wanted like to be able to throw a handful in my purse and keep it moving. Because when he was mixing it at home, it was like a big gallon jug, and that was just not easy for mom life. So we have them in individual daily use sticks. It is a liquid. Liquid is the most absorbable. So that was critical to this formulation. So I don't know, maybe it was like our son that was the catalyst for the company because I didn't know how willing I was to do hard things until I became a mom.
Yeah.
And like thinking, I want to be able to feed him. This is a need, this is a goal for us. And that like, I'll try anything, I'll do anything. And then having this like miracle, I'm producing again, like I can
Yeah.
feed him. We made it a year. It was the hardest thing I've done. So I feel like our son was actually the catalyst for the company. Like we, out of gratitude, were like, this worked for us in two very different chapters. Let's bring this to other people.
That's amazing. I loved your story when I first heard it. It was so inspiring. And you weren't even like pitching to me at all. You were just telling me kind of the story. And I said, I need in on this. I want that. Please send it to me. So I hope that the people listening are feeling the same way because it is really cool. In the Sweet Life, or not, sorry, not the Sweet Life, in the Quit Sugar Summit, one of the doctors
Mhm.
really harped on the fact that the magnesium is so important for people who are dealing with extreme sugar cravings, sugar addiction, because sugar actually goes in and depletes our magnesium and creates more like, I think I should go back and read exactly what he said, but basically that the more we deplete magnesium, the more we're going to have sugar cravings. So
Mhm.
adding this body flow in has been so helpful to just feel like satisfied during the day. And like you say, it's just part of it is just now your cells open to having that hydration. That what you said about your husband drinking gallons of water a day. I don't know anybody who has like really drank the amount we're told to drink, the like half our body weight in ounces every day, and not spent 40 minutes in the bathroom every hour or like maybe not that long, but so many times a day you're in the bathroom and you're just peeing clear liquid.
Yeah.
And so since I have been taking body flow hydration, I have gone to the bath, I have gone pee way less,
Mhm.
felt way more hydrated and like drank. I never was a believer in drinking like gallons of water, so I've never drank like lots and lots of water, but I'm drinking the right amount of water now, which is
Yeah.
so much easier because I feel really good about every time I drink water, it's gonna, my body's gonna use it. It's not going straight through, which was such an issue my whole life, especially in the times that I was like wanting to be more fit. I'm like, gonna drink so much water, it'll be so good. But I'm like, this is going straight through. I don't know what's going on, but that's totally different now. Um, and I love the single packets. Those are so nice. And like you said, I've just thrown some in my car. So if I'm
Yeah.
out, I can just take that. The most amazing part of this, that it is just the pure minerals, is it is a test along with being the drink. Like you said, you became more hydrated and less salty that drink became. And I have noticed that, and it's so interesting. Sometimes I'll throw it in like my smoothies. I don't really drink smoothies that much anymore because I did talk about how that kind of triggered some sugar cravings. But I have done that, but it's so much better for me to just toss it in like 8 ounces of water. And I know that might be too salty for some people, especially at the beginning, but it has been really nice to say like, okay, like, yeah, that makes sense why this is less salty today because I'm feeling real hydrated. Or if I miss a couple days and then have it, I'm like, oh, it's a little more salty. I need to make sure I'm having it every day. What was I gonna say about anyway, it has been such a cool addition to my life. Oh, I was gonna say this. So magnesium gel. I have some magnesium gel and I mentioned before, but I when I'd put it on my armpits because it's like super good for deodorant, but it would sting so bad. I don't know if you've experienced that. Have you ever used magnesium gel?
No, honestly, I work from home, so I don't use a lot of deodorant.
Perfect. That's the real dream. So it was stinging so bad, and I thought it was just because I'm sensitive to magnesium. One of my sister-in-law, she messaged me and said it's because you're low on magnesium. So your body reacts better to magnesium when you're not low on it. So it's kind of the same kind of thing, like putting this magnesium gel on, is it reacting in a certain way? You're low on magnesium. And then the same with the saltiness. Do you taste a lot of salt? You're low on these minerals. So the more you're able to have those, the better. Now, one thing I thought was so interesting, especially for people who are interested in the breastfeeding aspect and having a good supply, um, you work with a lactation consultant.
I
Can
do,
you tell
yeah.
us about that and kind of what um her ideas with body flow of how it helps mothers who are going through this?
Yeah, we connected with her really early in our journey. Like when I think when when our company went live, our son is 3, so the company's been around about 2, 3 years. She My husband connected with her and she understood the science immediately. You know, when my husband shares this, he's like, remember the sodium potassium pump from high school? But I don't. And so I'm not as great at explaining the science as he is. But she owns her own lactation company called, or lactation consultant company, Milk Drops. And she's like on TikTok, Instagram, all the things. And she did some like unofficial trials with her with the people she was working with at that time when we first met. We gave her product in her consultations with them. She prescribed them if they're severely dehydrated. She prescribed them 2 sticks of body flow and 64 ounces of water per day for the first 10 days. On average, we saw it took about 10 days for people's electrolytes to get balanced and for their supply to increase. Out of all the ways that we can measure hydration, breast milk is one of the most like tangible because you can be like,
Right.
here's a
Here
little,
it
here's
is.
more.
Yeah.
Um, and so, and then thereafter, she prescribed her moms to take one a day in the 20 or 32 ounces of water. Um, you know, because they had to be well hydrated to be able to then produce. I feel like breastfeeding moms and athletes, like we're both like high performance,
Right.
you
For
know.
sure. For sure.
Um, yeah, and so those were unofficial trials, and actually we're in the process of going through some official trials that I won't speak too much on now, but it's in the works and it's really, really a beautiful thing. Um, it's so funny. You know, this has also been the catalyst to my wellness journey to thinking, what I put in my body is really, critical because putting these minerals in my body increased my breast milk. When I eat this, you know, I behave this way, or just like starting to notice those things, which, yeah, has led to so many wonderful things.
Yeah. I get it. the crazy thing about our minds are they're so connected with our gut, not only just the microbiome that's there, but how well our like how hungry we are or how well our body is absorbing the nutrients we're getting. It feeds every part of us. Um, there is a book that I still need to read, and I would really like to read it. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called He's Not He's Not Sick, He's Thirsty. Have you ever heard of this book?
But I need to read this.
I know.
Yeah.
So I guess the overall theme of this book is there's a man who's gone to prison in a third world country,
Okay.
and he's a doctor. I think this is right. If I'm not getting this right, please just whatever. It's a good
If this isn't
thematic
right,
story.
write this book because it
Yeah,
sounds
I
very
will write
interesting.
this if it's not real. But he gets permission from the prison to like do tests on his inmates like that are around him.
Mhm.
And he basically ends up curing like half of the prison or most of the prison from can you hear me well? Feel
Okay.
like my microphone's gone out a little bit, but we're good. Um, he ends up like curing the prison, all the inmates of their ailments and even Alzheimer's
Oh, wow.
because he's making sure that they're all drinking enough water.
Hmm.
They're anyway, I thought that was so interesting because I know that Alzheimer's is linked to like it's called the third type 3 diabetes. Have you heard that? Basically, that sugar is such a plays such a part, sugar and processed foods plays such a part in in Alzheimer's that
Hmm.
it can be classified as type 3 diabetes. But
Hmm.
not only the sugar uh contributes to that, it is also dehydration that can
Wow.
link to Alzheimer's. But anyway, so I'm on this journey where I'm like, I am going to age so well, and I'm putting all the work in right now. I know that we've talked about that, Megan.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, absolutely.
a lot of what we're doing is putting the work in so that when we are older, we
Yeah.
we'll be healthy and we'll be around and we'll be able to do the things we want to.
Oh, yeah. On my Instagram, I follow like you and then like 80-year-old women who work out. Like
Ooh, I
that's like my
love
entire feed.
they're
It's
the
like
ones we need to look
positive
to.
quotes, you, 80-year-old women who are like bench pressing. Like that's basically, I use Instagram like it's my vision board, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that because I've thought about that too. Like I I think that a lot of young moms in the trenches have a lot of good information on parenting, but
Mhm.
I honestly want to hear from the veteran moms. Like
Mhm.
they got through it. So I want to see what they did. It's kind of the same thing with these older women. Like, okay, they're doing the things I want to be doing when I'm that age. So let me hear from them. Maybe not just the Instagram models.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, what's your secret? How can I be you in however many years? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and I want to be able to like wrestle on the ground with my grandchildren.
That
Like
would be
that's what I
awesome.
envision. Like I'm trying to be well and balanced and present so that I can do cartwheels at 95 and I will because it'll be something to show off too.
For
So
sure. For sure. I love that goal. It sounds like your husband is kind of the guy who would have similar goals. Is that right?
yes, yeah. He Yeah, I don't know. We just like totally everything changed when we had a kid. Like I
Yeah.
don't think we were prior, but then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I want to be around.
Around.
I don't want to be just there. I want to be engaged. I want to be around. I want to be yeah, and I with my husband's support discovered that gluten does not agree with me.
Hmm.
So that was a huge lifestyle change I went through, thankfully, before pregnancy, because I don't know how I would have navigated that if I was eating gluten.
Yeah.
So actually, we have had some big changes that we just kind of supported each other through big lifestyle changes with that goal we see now to like be able to wrestle with our grandkids, you know?
That's awesome. That is such a worthy goal. I love
Yes,
it. That really is the sweet life,
it is.
honestly. It's
Absolutely.
yeah, sometimes the sweet life isn't current, sometimes it's something you're working towards. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all money in the bank. You know,
Yeah.
every bite is a bite towards longevity or immediate, satisfaction. There's still things that are delicious that are bites towards those long, agile lives. So
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, that was an awesome conversation about body flow hydration. I hope that everybody has a chance to check it out, try it out. On the link to this video, I'll definitely put the link where you can get body flow hydration as well. So, thank you so much, Megan. This was so good. We'll hear from you soon.
absolutely. Thank you.